Most men think attraction begins with physical touch. But what if the first place a mature woman wants to be touched isn't physical at all? What if the one place that matters most is something many men completely overlook? When people talk about attraction, they often focus on the obvious: looks, charm, or physical chemistry. But maturity changes how connection works. As women gain life experience, their expectations evolve. What once seemed exciting becomes less important than emotional depth and genuine attention. Many men believe the way to create closeness is through confident physical gestures, yet they miss the subtle truth that experienced women understand very well. The real starting point is far more psychological than physical. There is a quiet truth about attraction that many men never learn. They assume that the first step to creating desire is touching a woman's hand, her shoulder, or moving physically closer. But mature women rarely see connection that way. For them, the first place they want to feel touched is their mind. A mature woman has experienced enough in life to recognize shallow attention immediately. She has seen rehearsed compliments and predictable flirting. Because of that, what affects her most is when someone engages her thoughts, listens carefully, and shows genuine curiosity about who she is. When a man truly listens, something powerful happens. He begins to understand the emotions behind her words. He notices the small changes in her tone. He responds not with rehearsed lines, but with awareness. That kind of attention feels rare, and rarity creates value. This is what many men misunderstand. They believe attraction is created through bold moves or confident gestures. But to a mature woman, confidence is not loud or forceful. It is calm presence. It is the ability to give someone your full attention without rushing to impress. Think about how people feel when they are genuinely heard. Their guard lowers. Their body language softens. Conversation becomes more relaxed and natural. In those moments, connection grows without pressure. For a mature woman, emotional understanding is deeply attractive because it signals security. It tells her that the person in front of her is not just reacting to appearance, but actually seeing her as a person with depth and experience. And that is the moment when something subtle begins to change. Her energy becomes warmer. She becomes more open. She begins to share stories, opinions, and pieces of herself that she would normally keep guarded. This is why the mind is the first place she wants to feel touched. Not through manipulation or clever lines, but through sincere attention and emotional awareness. When a man creates that environment, physical closeness no longer feels forced. It becomes a natural extension of the comfort that already exists. Attraction grows from the inside out, rather than being pushed from the outside in. Mature women understand that real connection begins with how someone makes them feel mentally and emotionally. When their thoughts are respected and their experiences are valued, they feel something far more powerful than surface-level attraction. In those moments, a man is no longer just another person trying to impress her. He becomes someone she feels safe opening up to, someone whose presence feels calm rather than demanding. And that quiet, emotional connection is often the very first touch that truly matters. Emotional attention is often the very first form of touch that creates a meaningful connection between two people. Before any physical gesture ever happens, the way someone listens, responds, and engages emotionally can already shape how the other person feels. For many mature women, this kind of attention is far more powerful than quick compliments or surface-level flirting. It signals something deeper, genuine interest. When a man gives emotional attention, he shows that he is present in the moment. Instead of simply waiting for his turn to speak, he actually listens. He notices the details in what she says, the emotions behind her words, and the experiences that shaped her perspective. This type of listening makes a woman feel acknowledged and respected. It tells her that her thoughts matter and that she is being seen as more than just an appearance. Emotional attention also creates comfort. When someone feels understood, they naturally become more relaxed. Their guard lowers, their conversation becomes more open, and their personality begins to show more freely. This is where real connection begins to grow. It is not forced or rushed. It develops naturally because both people feel safe sharing parts of themselves. For mature women especially, emotional awareness stands out because it is rare. Many interactions in life are brief and superficial. People often focus on impressing rather than understanding. So when someone slows down and genuinely engages with their feelings, it feels refreshing and meaningful. This kind of attention also builds trust. Trust is one of the strongest foundations of attraction because it creates emotional safety. When a woman feels that a man respects her emotions and listens with sincerity, she becomes more comfortable being herself around him. In this way, emotional attention becomes the first true touch. It reaches the mind and heart before anything physical ever happens. And when that emotional connection is strong, everything that follows, conversation, laughter, and closeness, feels far more natural and authentic. Mature women often place far greater value on understanding than on impulsive gestures. With life experience comes a clearer sense of what truly matters in relationships and connections. While dramatic surprises or bold moves might seem exciting on the surface, they do not always create the kind of depth that many mature women appreciate. What resonates more strongly is the feeling that someone genuinely understands them. Understanding begins with patience. Instead of rushing to impress or trying to create instant excitement, a thoughtful person takes time to learn who she is, her perspectives, her experiences, and the values that shape her decisions. This effort communicates respect. It shows that she is not being treated as just another passing interaction, but as someone whose thoughts and emotions are worth paying attention to. Impulsive gestures, on the other hand, can sometimes feel shallow if they are not supported by genuine awareness. A grand compliment or a sudden attempt at charm might grab attention briefly, but it does not necessarily create emotional connection. Mature women often notice the difference between someone who is performing a gesture and someone who truly understands their personality. When a woman feels understood, a deeper level of comfort begins to form. She senses that the person in front of her is not just reacting to appearance or trying to impress her quickly. Instead, he is paying attention to how she thinks, what she cares about, and how she sees the world. This level of awareness can make conversations feel more meaningful and interactions more authentic. Understanding also shows emotional intelligence. It requires empathy, curiosity, and the ability to see beyond surface details. When someone demonstrates these qualities, it naturally creates a stronger sense of connection because it feels rare and genuine. For many mature women, attraction grows from this emotional depth. The ability to understand someone, rather than simply trying to excite them with sudden gestures, creates a sense of trust and appreciation. Over time, that feeling of being truly seen and understood becomes far more memorable and valuable than any impulsive act could ever be. The mind is often the true gateway to deeper attraction. While physical appearance may capture someone's attention at first, it is the mental and emotional connection that determines whether that attraction grows into something meaningful. For many mature women, the way someone stimulates their thoughts, understands their perspectives, and engages in conversation becomes far more compelling than surface-level charm. A thoughtful conversation can create a powerful sense of connection. When a man speaks with curiosity and listens with genuine interest, he begins to engage the most important part of attraction, the mind. Ideas are exchanged, stories are shared, and personalities start to unfold naturally. This process allows both people to see beyond appearances and discover the qualities that truly define one another. Mental stimulation also brings a sense of excitement. A person who can discuss interesting topics, share unique viewpoints, or ask meaningful questions creates an atmosphere that feels refreshing. It keeps the interaction dynamic and engaging. Instead of predictable small talk, the conversation becomes an exploration of thoughts, values, and experiences. This type of interaction often leaves a lasting impression because it feels authentic and memorable. For mature women especially, the mind plays a crucial role in attraction because life experience has taught them to look beyond quick impressions. They appreciate someone who can connect on an intellectual or emotional level. When a person shows depth in their thinking and openness in their communication, it signals confidence and awareness, qualities that are naturally appealing. Another important aspect is emotional intelligence. Understanding humor, subtle cues, and the emotions behind words demonstrates sensitivity and awareness. When someone recognizes these small details, it creates a feeling of being truly understood. In many ways, the mind sets the foundation for everything else. When two people connect mentally, physical attraction often follows naturally. The conversation flows more easily, laughter becomes genuine, and time together feels effortless. This mental connection transforms simple interest into deeper attraction because it touches the part of a person that values meaning, understanding, and shared experiences. Respectful presence communicates desire in a way that feels natural, calm, and deeply meaningful. Many people believe attraction must be shown through bold or forceful gestures, But in reality, genuine interest is often expressed through quiet confidence and thoughtful behavior. A person who carries themselves with respect and awareness can create a much stronger impression than someone who tries too hard to push attention or dominate the moment. Respectful presence begins with how someone shows up in an interaction. It means being fully attentive, maintaining calm confidence, and allowing the conversation or moment to unfold without pressure. When a man listens carefully, speaks thoughtfully, and gives space for the other person to express herself, it shows that he values her comfort and individuality. This kind of energy feels safe and inviting rather than overwhelming. Forceful moves, on the other hand, can sometimes create the opposite effect. When someone tries too aggressively to impress, flirt, or control the interaction, it can feel rushed or insincere. Mature women, especially, are often quick to recognize when someone is acting out of impatience rather than genuine interest. True confidence rarely needs to rush or prove itself. Respectful presence also reflects emotional maturity. It shows that a person understands boundaries and values mutual comfort. Instead of trying to create attraction through pressure, he allows the connection to grow naturally. This patience can be very attractive because it signals self-control, awareness, and sincerity. Another important aspect is subtlety. Small actions, such as maintaining eye contact, offering thoughtful responses, or simply giving someone undivided attention, can communicate interest in a powerful yet quiet way. These gestures show that the person is present and genuinely engaged. Over time, this calm and respectful energy often creates stronger attraction than dramatic gestures ever could. It builds trust and emotional comfort, which are essential foundations for deeper connection. When desire is communicated through respect and authenticity, it feels real, balanced, and far more meaningful than any forceful move. When a woman feels emotionally seen, something important begins to shift in the dynamic between two people. Being emotionally seen means that her thoughts, feelings, and experiences are genuinely recognized and valued. It is the feeling that someone is not just hearing her words, but actually understanding the emotions and meaning behind them. For many women, especially those with maturity and life experience, this kind of recognition creates a strong foundation for deeper connection. When a man pays attention to her feelings and responds with empathy, it builds emotional safety. Emotional safety is the sense that she can express herself honestly without feeling judged or misunderstood. In that environment, her guard naturally lowers. She becomes more relaxed, more open in conversation, and more comfortable sharing parts of herself that she might usually keep private. This comfort is what gradually creates closeness. Instead of being forced or rushed, the connection grows naturally through shared understanding. Conversations become more genuine, laughter feels effortless, and time together becomes enjoyable rather than stressful. The emotional bond that develops during these moments forms a deeper layer of attraction. For many women, physical closeness feels meaningful only when it is supported by emotional connection. When she feels truly seen and appreciated as a person, physical gestures no longer feel like pressure or expectation. Instead, they become a natural expression of the comfort and trust that already exists between both people. Emotional awareness also shows respect. It communicates that the man values her individuality and recognizes her inner world. This level of attention often stands out because many interactions in daily life remain superficial. When someone takes the time to understand how she thinks and feels, it creates a sense of importance and appreciation. As this emotional connection strengthens, physical closeness tends to follow naturally. It becomes a reflection of the trust and comfort that have already developed, making the connection feel authentic, balanced, and genuinely meaningful.